Hey guys, this is Ricochet, and today we're going to be talking about Diablo 4 now that Loot Reborn has dropped. If you enjoy the video, please do drop a like, subscribe, and please give me your thoughts or feedback in the comments below, and let me know what you think of the current season. Now we're going to get straight into this. We're going to talk about the positives. And first off is the crafting system. So we have tempering. You find manuals out in the wild and you basically learn them, and then it adds the recipes here, the tempering recipes, and then you can add these affixes to your weapons or armor. This is really good, and it gives you a better chance of getting the affixes that you want on your items. Masterworking, again, that's another thing that will help. Basically, you can improve the values on your affixes. You get the materials from doing the pit, so that's another good addition. And greater affixes, items that drop in World Tier 4 can possibly have greater affixes on them. These are super OP affixes that make those items extremely powerful. Again, adds a kind of wow moment, and that's I just think that's really good. I'm enjoying this season a lot. I think that they've done a really good job. The itemization is a lot cleaner. So we now have, much more refined affixes, just straight damage over time, lucky hit chance. All of these things are really as they should have been to start with, instead of you can only make an enemy vulnerable on the 4th Tuesday of every month after eating tacos and spending 15 minutes on the toilet. So those things have kind of disappeared. Codex of Power, again, this is much improved. And we now have each aspect has a ranking system. Some are 16, some go up to 6. And basically you can upgrade these aspects by salvaging items that are better than what you have currently, and it will drop that improved stat onto those aspects. So the top one here, critical strikes with core skills increase your attack speed by between 10% and 25%. Obviously this will improve as you get better items, up to the 25% at the top rank of 16 out of 16. Again, I think this is an excellent addition. Crafting materials have been condensed. We've now got bundled herbs, and the gems have been streamlined. So again, quality of life really good. Leveling is way faster. Like I said, it's been a really fun experience. Made even more fun by the fact that Helltide is now a really great place to be, and probably the best way to level up in the game, if I'm being honest. There is a wanted system while you are in Helltide, which has basically a bar at the top right, and as you spend more and more time in Helltide, that bar fills up, and then you get like this worm that comes out of the ground and spits the demons of hell at you, and this whole big event. And again, you're not short of enemies like you were before. You're not scratching around to try and find aberrant cinders. This is a great improvement, and I know people have already hit level 100 because there are more fun ways to level the XP. It has been greatly increased. Glyph XP has been increased by 25% as well, so now getting your glyphs up to level 21 is much quicker than it used to be. So that, again, this is really a really good addition. The classes, well, from what I've heard, and I haven't played every class yet, but from what I've heard, every class is viable, so you can pretty much play the game how you want to play it. So if you, I know at the moment the clear winner in terms of classes is the Necromancer. Necromancer absolutely shreds. The minion build is OP as hell. So if you want to shred, play Necromancer. If you don't like playing Necromancer, there are plenty of other builds out there that will get through all of the content just fine, and you're going to have fun doing it. We have the addition of the Pit. The Pit is basically greater rifts. You have to do the Pit to get the materials for masterworking. The Pit has 200 levels. Now, level 150 is like Abattoir of Z at level 25, so it's very, very hard. So getting to 200 is going to be a real challenge, and some people will obviously try and grind that challenge. Others, not so much. If you didn't like the Greater Rifts in Diablo 3, then you're really not going to like the pit. You're also not going to like the fact that the masterworking materials get kept behind the pit as well. So, you know, sort of a win there, but not so much if you don't like the Greater Rifts. No world bosses have been added, so we've got Echo of Endurial. You can get the materials for that by fighting the Beast in the Ice and Lord Zir, so they've given those two bosses a reason to go and fight them and farm materials from those bosses. We also have Tormented Echoes of the Uber bosses. Now, I don't know how obnoxious this is going to be, but we now need 5 times the summoning materials for those individual bosses, plus 3 Stygian stones to go and fight those Tormented Echoes. Now, with boss materials dropping pretty much anywhere and everywhere, it might not be so bad. You might actually find yourself with a full inventory of plenty of those materials and it not be a problem. However, it could also go the other way and be completely obnoxious. Haven't got to that point yet. If you have, let me know your thoughts. We're going to come to a couple of minor things. The horse. Well, we can now dash with our horse. I'm in Kyovashad, and you couldn't sprint on your horse before. We can now, so that's great. On the flip side of that, though, we still have only 3 charges. Why? I have no idea. Take those charges away. Just let us sprint whenever we want. That would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. My other minor gripe is waypoints. There are certain waypoints that we still have to unlock. I don't understand why. It kind of, boggles the mind as to why we have to go about unlocking these waypoints. And there were more. I have already unlocked a couple. But if I'm being brutally honest, if they're not gate kept behind strongholds, which I understand those, or they're not behind a seasonal quest, then they should just be unlocked. We've done it, I don't know how many times up to this point. Please stop making us do it. It's unnecessary, and it's just, it's fluff that we really don't need to be messing about with. So, as I was saying, I really, really enjoyed the gameplay up to now. I know it's only been out 24 hours, but I am enjoying it. However, the season journey is super short. I've already completed that within a couple of hours of playing. In fact, it may have been shorter than that. We knew going into this season there wasn't going to be a season mechanic. That has been a bit of a deal breaker for some people who were thinking about returning to the game, because without the season mechanic, it's just Diablo 4. There isn't that extra. I know we've had some things added to the game, but again, like I said before, if you don't like Greater Rifts, you're not going to like the pit. And despite the improvements, people are just going to be bored, and that is their mindset in approaching that, and I understand that. This is how the game should have launched. It should have launched in this state, and if you think back to the Vampiric season, if we'd have had the game in the state that it was in now, with that season, it would have been exceptional. And that was one of the most enjoyable seasons from my perspective. The Vampiric season was absolutely exceptional. I had a lot of fun doing that. Had the game been in the state that it's in now during that season, I think it would have been an exceptional season and really enjoyable, and talked about a lot more than it probably is now. So, is Diablo 4 good? Yes, I think it is. I think it's in a really good state right now. The problem that I have, unfortunately, is that without the seasonal mechanic, I don't think it's going to have enough to maintain the player base. And with Last Epoch's Harbinger of Ruin dropping on July 9th, and with PoE 2 on the horizon, unless they absolutely knock it out of the park with season 5 and the season mechanic, then Diablo 4 is still going to be in big trouble. Now, I imagine that they will do, but again, it depends on the mindset of the player base and whether they can, whether they want to come back, despite the fact that they've made these huge improvements. If they can't keep players engaged up until the next season, which is August the 6th, then Diablo is going to be in big trouble, unfortunately. Anyway, this has been Ricochet. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.